Can you hear me okay? Can you see me? Technicians can make all the difference to events like these, and I was reminded of this last year in Senegal. Can I get the lights on, Fergal? Thank you, Fergal. Technicians can make all the difference to events like these, myself, a technician, and Fergal. And normally, I teach here in Dublin. I teach lighting for theatre. But I spent a month in Senegal last year teaching technical lighting for theatre as well. I was invited by Amadou. Amadou was a DJ, which means he has great taste in music. But it also means that he's familiar with music and technology. He could appreciate what Senegal had to offer in terms of musicality, but also that it was being underserved by the professional expertise in technology over there. So he really wanted to train people in these technologies. Meanwhile, the Senegalese government had decided that they wanted to invest more money in cultural centres, and they were going to have a lot of new equipment. So there was a chance that these cultural centres would have equipment in them that no one would be able to use. Enter Amadou. Amadou became head of a school of his own devising, and he decided he wanted to train the best technicians in the country. But he didn't have enough teachers, so he decided he was going to invite teachers from schools all over the world. The month before me, he invited Bastian from the University of Arts Amsterdam, who was also teaching lighting, and at the same time as me was Adam from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, who was teaching sound. So I was convinced. I got on a plane in Dublin, and 15 hours later, I stepped off the plane in Dakar. I didn't really know what to expect, and a lot of educators will tell you that you can make a plan, but you never really know what you're walking into. I knew half the students were doing lighting, and I knew the other half were doing sound, and I knew that they had all been doing computer skills, English, French, and mathematics. So after a few hours of talking to them, I asked them to make me a lighting plan, like a blueprint, and to start rigging it. As soon as I asked them to start rigging, they were immediately working together as a team. They were gathering cables, lights, microphones, and I could see that they already had a lot of the traits of a good technician: initiative, creativity, and problem solving. They really knew their equipment, they knew its features and its limitations. And out of that, we were able to get this. They transformed the space into this with almost no input from me. It was clear to me that they knew their venue really well and that they knew how to make the most of their lights. But while I was there, I did teach them a little bit of color theory, programming, and troubleshooting. But what really makes a great technician is creativity. Knowing when and where to run your cables, knowing how to use your microphones, how people are going to enter and exit the stage. These are the hidden decisions that go into making a good music event great. So eventually the month came to an end, and we celebrated with a concert. Before I got there, Amadou had told me that if there was rain, we wouldn't have any class, which I didn't understand, but it turns out it was rainy season and it was going to flood and you couldn't cross the road. He also told me that not a lot of students had hand tools. He said there could be power outages, and this was quite regular, and if that happened, the event would just carry on. And I found this very surprising initially, but after spending some time there, I started to realize that it actually wasn't that different to working in Ireland or the Netherlands or Scotland. It was still problem solving and figuring things out creatively all the time. The end of the month also brought the end of the first year of the course. I was getting on a plane in Dakar to travel back to Dublin. I was rethinking my own role as a technician. Amadou's enthusiasm for music and technology opened up a conversation about the role that technicians have in these kinds of events. And most importantly, Amadou made me realize that technicians make great art.